Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got some great news. As you can see, got the new truck. This will be the new project to the channel. We're gonna be doing a few things to this thing. I've already done a few things to it, just fixing some little odd and end stuff. But this video is mainly gonna be just a walk around of the vehicle and kind of showing you guys what it's all about. The truck does have an LQ6 6-liter LS motor in it. It's got a few goodies on it. Other than that, it's pretty basic. It's got a 4.6 drop on it. But we're going to dig deeper into this, and I'm going to show you a little bit what the truck's got. So stay tuned. All right, guys, let's start with the good stuff. Let's start with the engine. That's what it's about right there, guys. This truck is a fun truck too. Let me tell you, it's a cool driving truck, man. It's got plenty of torque, plenty of power. As you can see, it's got the LSX Fast 102 RT truck intake. I'm not 100% sure what cam's in it. The guy that I bought the truck from, he only owned the truck a short period of time. His boss is the one that built it. He said that it's got just some little stage 2 truck cam in it. I'm guessing probably a BTR or maybe a Texas Speed truck cam in it. It's got some decent power. It definitely needs to be tuned, and that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to Vengeance Racing to get it tuned, so that is something that'll be done in the morning. I've noticed that the truck doesn't really want to rev out to 6,500 because of it's got 373 gears, so I'm thinking that's got a little something to do to it. Like, it runs good though, runs like a scalded dog. It just doesn't really want to rev all the way up. Like, I've noticed it's been wanting to shift around like 46, 47, 4800. I have one or two times gotten it up to about 5,300 RPMs, but it's wanting to shift early on me. And I think that's got to do with the gearing and just the stock tune that's in it. So it definitely needs a transmission tune. So with that being said, that's getting fixed tomorrow. The truck has 20 by 9, or no, I take that back, 20 by 8.5 in the front Riddlers, and 20 by 10 in the rear. The rear is a 0 offset, and the front, I'm not 100% sure what the front is. I know the back is a 0 offset. The reason I know that is because I've already curbed the wheel. So I'm already looking to get a new one fixed if I can't get that one fixed. But the truck has been C-notched in the back. It looks to be done right. It's got air shocks in the back right now, but that'll be something that we're going to be fixing in the near future with some different shocks. We're going to probably go Beltec just for now until I decide to do coilovers and all that. But the truck has electric fans. It's got an aluminum radiator and a true aluminum LS radiator, because if it was not meant for an LS, we would not have the radiator hose coming in on this side. It would be coming in on that side. So the truck is built right. The truck's got some really nice parts on it, but there's a few things that are a little sketchy about it. Some of this wiring, I don't like all this. They didn't get rid of the stock computer, so all this, I'm gonna be cleaning up the wiring. I'll probably end up stripping off the entire harness off the engine, getting everything stripped out, getting it laid out on the ground, kind of going through it. It's got a PSI computer and harness, so it wasn't like the harness was butchered or anything like that. They just did a lot of shortcuts and didn't do it the way I would personally do it. So just some shortcuts taken. But for the most part, the truck has a lot of nice parts on it, and the truck is nice overall. There's just, like I said, a few things that the previous owner just did some shortcuts on. I have got a folder full of receipts. The transmission is brand new in this truck, less than a month old. The guy that owned it before me said the transmission went out. That had me a little nervous as far as when I bought it. I had receipts knowing that it was new, but my concern was the TCC was not hooked up correctly. When you do a swap like this, you have to make sure that you have the TCC sensor hooked up to where when you hit the brakes, the converter unlocks. So that was my concern. I've checked on that. The converter is unlocking. So I'm thinking maybe when he bought it, he didn't realize that that wasn't hooked up properly, or the wire had come loose, or he was just dogging the truck a little bit. You know, I don't know. The guy that I bought it from said that he never even drove it in the rain. He just got it out and drove it when it was nice. You know, I think he was definitely hot rodding it. The truck had a pretty bad vacuum leak when I bought it. I've gotten that figured out. It was coming from one of the O-rings on the injector. Two of them were bad, so it was causing a pretty bad vacuum leak. But other than that, man, I've got the truck pretty much squared away as far as being able to drive it daily. But we've got a few things we're going to be doing to the truck. We're definitely going to be doing some suspension mods, do some interior mods. I want to get some different seats. Sorry, I was burping there. Get some different seats in here. And I definitely need a new steering wheel. The steering wheel in here is, I don't know if you can tell, probably can't see, but it's a little torn up right there. I've already put LEDs all in the interior, so that's a little bit better upgrade there. It gives the truck a little nicer look. Another issue with some of the wiring, the RPM gauge wasn't working. The speedometer is working, the oil pressure is working, the fuel tank gauge, can't speak, the fuel gauge is not working, so that is something I got to look into. Just a few wiring issues, but I'll show you guys like one really cool thing that I did end up purchasing. Trying to remember what this thing was called. Well, it's not coming on for some reason. There it goes. So I bought this really cool gauge. The name of it is slipping my mind, but I found it on YouTube. And as you can see, it's showing the thermostat there on the left. It's showing the engine temp. And then on the right, it's showing RPMs. It also checks engine codes and a few other things. I purchased this to give me RPMs and a few other things just till it gets me by, till I can get the Dakota digital gauges. But for the most part, all gauges work other than the RPM and the fuel gauge. It's got a nice Kenwood stereo in it. But other than that, it's pretty basic on the inside. It's got some Pioneer speakers down there on the bottom. I'm not a big stereo person, could really care less. It's got a trans cooler. An aftermarket trans cooler that he's put in, and he's got it wired to an ignition hot, so it pretty much runs all the time for right now, and that's something that I am going to look at doing, getting it in there and getting it wired to the computer to have it where it turns on when the trans gets to a certain temp, so it's just not running all the time. With it running all the time like it is right now, it's definitely going to cut down on the lifespan of the fan, so that is definitely something that I'll be doing in the near future. So like I said, I bought this truck knowing that it had some issues, so you know, it was going to give content to the channel, and we could, you know, I could show that you can buy an already swapped truck and get it at a way cheaper price, and we'll go over that in a later video. But you can purchase this truck and save quite a bit of money, even though that you are going to have a little bit of issues and you're going to have to try to figure out, you know, some of the things that they may have done to the truck, because there's no manual for these things. You know, it's not like you can just pull up a manual and be go, oh, this relay goes here. You know, you truly just got to get in there and you just got to try to figure out a few things. But I knew the truck had a few issues. I talked the owner down to a pretty good price and got a pretty good deal on the truck. I'll just put it this way. I paid less for the truck than what it cost to put the motor in the truck. So I've got a folder full of receipts for about $14,000 worth of just engine performance parts. And that's also including the receipt for the mechanic shop that actually puts the motor in the truck. It's about 15 grand. So I paid way less than that. So I picked it up for a pretty good deal. This is going to be my daily, so I keep the miles off the Corvette, and I'm not, you know, putting a ton of miles on it and getting it all beat up and banged up. So this will be kind of the daily and the new project. And like I said, we got a few things we're going to be doing. We're going to fix some wiring and a few other things like that. I've got a bigger throttle body coming in, some new spark plugs and spark plug wires, so we'll be doing that. Like I said, we're going to be doing the interior. We got tons of stuff we're going to be doing to this truck, guys. And you know, I know my brother just picked up a truck and I have a truck, and we both have cars, so we've got tons and tons of content coming soon that has got a variety of things. So like I said, we'll be doing a truck build. We'll continue to do things to the Corvette. And you know, you guys got a ton of content coming your way, a lot of cool stuff. Me and my brother are going to probably race the trucks. We're going to eventually try to get, you know, maybe I'll try to get back up there to Tennessee one weekend, and I'll drive this up there once I get some of the wiring figured out. And we're gonna run White Trash 2.0, and I'm calling this the milk truck because it's all white. It just looks like a, you know, just kind of reminds me of a milk truck. So this is called the milk truck. My brother's truck is called White Trash 2.0. And, you know, I still haven't named the Corvette. We're still coming up with a name for it. But that race should be very interesting. His has got a 5.3 in it, and mine's got a 6.0. His truck's a little lighter, mine's a little heavier, but I've got a little bit more power than him. Should be a pretty good race. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I just mainly wanted to get out here and get a video to you of the truck. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be taking it to Vengeance and Vengeance Racing and get the truck tuned. So there'll be a video on that. I'll be recording something tomorrow, going there, and I'll do some driving before, some driving after, and I'll get a little bit of the process of the tuning and all that going on. But I hope you guys like the truck. It's a super cool truck, super clean. These OBS trucks are really starting to become popular, and you know, I snagged one at a good deal, and this truck is going to do nothing but climb in value, especially as I fix certain things on the truck and just make the truck a nicer truck. Because, you know, when I went and looked at it, I immediately pointed out several things on the truck that were wrong with it, but it was easy fixes. You know, it's stuff that I can fix. It's not like I got to take it to a shop and pay, you know, tons of money for labor to have it fixed. It's stuff that I can do, and it was content for the channel. And like I said, I want to show you guys that you can buy something already swapped. There is a little bit of risk in it because you don't really know what is done to the truck and how it was done. You know, there's only so much you can see when you go to look at a truck unless you put it on a lift and you got, you know, a good hour to really go through the truck. There was things that I found just digging through it, like the headlights weren't working, so I just thought maybe the bulbs were burned out. The guy said he never drove it at night, which was probably a lie. But when I pulled it off, found it, the wiring had been cut for some reason, and they spliced it back together, and it was all janky. So I went back in there and soldered and shrink wrapped everything and got it back working. But there's just some little things with the wiring. Whoever messed with the wiring on this truck needs to not ever do wiring again. I'm not the best at wiring, but you can't just, you know, cut a wire, 2 wires, and just twist them together and throw some electrical tape around it. That's just not the right way to do it, guys. So we're going to be going over this truck with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to be fixing all the little electrical issues. We're going to even be building the truck. The truck's got 2.5-inch exhaust on it right now. I'd like to put 3-inch on it. So that'll be an upgrade we'll be doing. I'd like to put a little bit bigger cam in it. And this has got, like I said, it's got like a stage 1, stage 2 cam in it. It doesn't really hit a lick or nothing. I'd like to put like a stage 3, stage 4, something that's got a little bit more lope to it. But with that being said, guys, it's getting dark on me here. I'm going to let you guys go. But in the comments down below, tell me if you like the truck or not. Tell me something maybe that you would do to the truck. Give me some ideas. You know, if it's motor stuff, if it's stuff for the cosmetics, the looks of it. You know, give me some ideas to do with the truck, or some ideas that you would like to see me do with the truck. And with you know, and then maybe down the road that'll be something that I can work into it and do. With that being said, though, guys, I'm going to go. It is getting dark, so I will catch you guys later. Keep an eye out for the video on the tuning that will be done on this tomorrow. That video will be released sometime next week, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to release this video probably Monday or Tuesday, so because today's Sunday. With that being said, keep an eye out probably sometime next Monday for the video on the tuning and the little drive before and the drive after the tuning and my impressions on that. But with that being said, guys, hope you have a good one, and we'll see you later.